This coming Wednesday is Rosh Chodesh Av, the first day of the month of Av. This is actually mentioned in this week's Torah portion, that the first day of the month of Av is the Yortzeit, the day of passing of Aaron, Moses' brother, which is a fascinating idea because very rarely do you find that the Torah specifies the date of any of the greats of their passing. Not for Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, their wives. Not about Moses. Doesn't say the date that he passed away. At Aaron it does. It could be connected to the idea that when Aaron passes away, the Torah tells us, Vayivku oto kol Beit Yisrael, that the entire house of Israel cried for the passing of Aaron. Even Moses, it doesn't say that all the Jews cried for him. It says Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the men cried when Moses passed away. Only by Aaron was everyone bothered and disturbed by his passing. And the reason for this is because Aaron was extremely unique. He worked tirelessly to bring peace between people. Ohev Shalom, Rodef Shalom, he loved peace, he pursued peace. And when people couldn't get along, whether it was spouses, whether it was parents and children, whether it was partnerships, he did everything in his power. And the Medrash says that at times he had to deviate from the absolute truth. When you had two people arguing, he might go over to one and say, really, your spouse would love to get back together with you. And the person being spoken to would say, really? Well, if that's the case, I would love to get back together with them. And then, of course, he would go back to the other spouse and say, your spouse really does love you and wants to get back together with you. And this is the way he brought peace between people. And so therefore, when he passes away, he had such an impact on everyone. This is why he's mourned by everyone. Moses, on the other hand, couldn't do that. He could not deviate from the absolute truth. And that's because his mission in this world was to be the conveyor of God's word to the people. And that's why we're taught, Moshe emet v'torato emet. Moses is truthful, and his Torah is truth. It's God's word. There's no room to deviate. You have to present God's word absolutely, in absolute terms. And so this is why Aaron's date of passing is mentioned specifically, and perhaps it's also related to the fact that now we're entering into the time of the 9 days, the time that marks the destruction of the two temples, the destruction of Jerusalem, and the Talmud tells us that the reason all of this happened was because of sinat chinam, hatred for no reason. And then, of course, we all can figure this out, that the antidote to avoid this problem is ahavat chinam, love for no reason, just because they are. Best wishes for a Shabbat Shalom, and that we merit, through our efforts of extending of ourselves to others, the rebuilding of the Beit HaMikdash speedily in our days. Now, Amen.